What's going on, sports fans? What's Four Star Sports Media? You were sitting down at the Sports Buffet. We're powered by multiple brands, but we're powered tonight by Sports Box Company. If you're a parent out there that has a young child playing sports, you're looking for ads, gears, sports swag for kids of all ages who play baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, football, lacrosse, or volleyball. You can keep them playing and having fun with Sportbox. It's a monthly subscription. It's a gift that keeps on giving and keeps them smiling and looking and playing good month after month. Head over to sportsboxco.com now backslash 4 Star Sports for more information. As you can see, or as you saw anyway, we got John started over there on the other side as well. It's been a very interesting, very exciting College World Series, and we say that from 2 points from the men's and women's perspective. But when you look at this World Series, there's been just absolute shocking moments so far. So, John, we'll start there. When you look at this College World Series, so far as we start the show, welcome to everybody watching YouTube and X, by the way. And if you saw the little thumbnail, it's Adebayo, Memphis senior, former Memphis Tiger now. I said that we had that kind of energy because Oklahoma City, as we start with women's softball, Oklahoma City has brought that kind of energy so far in the tournament. And it's continued tonight. John, we saw an incredible game between Tennessee and LA. Balls get the win 5-4 in game one tonight. And currently game two, bottom of the sixth right now. It's an elimination game between number 16 Oregon and number 2 Oklahoma. Yes, that is the same Oklahoma that's won what? 4 straight, John?
Yeah, four. They're trying to go for four straight, but yeah, it looks like it possibly. But man, what a crazy first day! First of all, let me just say this. First of all, the day on Thursday was insane. SEC versus SEC, Big 12 versus SEC, and then Big 10 versus Big 10. I did not expect these kind of low scoring games. To be honest with you, I kind of thought it would be like a little bit of high scoring on Thursday. So can we start off with that? Because I was kind of surprised by some of these outcomes. I'm not saying the upsets happening was kind of shocking, but just the scores in general. What was your thoughts on the first day in general, real quick?
Yeah, I think when you look at opening day, uh, um, it really was. I mean, like you said, it really was surprising. And at the same time, I mean, there's a lot of runs scored, and there's continued to be a lot of runs scored. Honestly, man, the fact that Tennessee's here, the fact that UCLA is in the Final Four. Um, I mean, you look at Florida, the way Florida. I mean, just wasn't expecting that. I really expected their pitching to come out and perform well, and they came out pretty flat, to be honest with you. Wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting to say that sentence I said to start the show, which was that Oklahoma is in a must-win situation. Um, that definitely threw me off. Wasn't expecting that. But when you look at this tournament so far, it's created magic, man. All the way from the regionals to the super regionals, and now that we're in Oklahoma City, you look at the play last night that where the girl stole home.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's like, "Oh, well, the girl was blocking the pitcher couldn't see." Doesn't matter. You have to have a keen sense of awareness around you that situation not to happen. Now I understand it's easy for me to say that as I'm sitting on my couch, but still, you're playing at the top level of college softball. You have to have that sense of awareness. And that run was what the winning run there, John.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
believe it.
at the
Yeah,
end of the day.
yeah. Thursday, 3-0
So
Texas over Florida. So yeah, and
really wasn't expecting the times that we've seen so far. Go ahead.
I was gonna say also, on game two note, 4-3 Oklahoma beating Tennessee on that home run walk off. But a lot of people are still questioning Coach for Tennessee's decision making on that. Why pitch to the All American, especially after she hit a home run off of you in the first inning? So why even bother pitching to her in the last inning and then put her on? I mean, you were messaging back and forth, and we're like, okay, the winning run will still be on first, yes, but look at this base pass. I know Oklahoma might have put a pinch runner on, but I'd rather have a girl from first beat me rather than a walk off. So that's just how I felt during that game.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to show confidence in your pitcher? I mean, in that situation, you've got that pitcher on the mound, plus you've got that staff. I mean, I didn't see a problem with pitching to her. I mean, of course, being here where I am, I mean, you watch teams pitch around Brie Ellis all season.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of watching Frank Thomas. It reminds me of watching Barry Bonds. It reminds me of watching guys like Albert Bell. Jim Thome is another one that comes to mind. Just guys in the MLB that were just pitched around. And now you're seeing it at the college level. I mean, the coach at the end of the game said she really didn't give any thought about pitching around her. I get it. John, so far, man, it's been a very exciting College World Series, and we know the winner of tonight's game between Oregon and Oklahoma will get Texas Tech. And a hot topic around the Red Raiders has been their pitcher that they paid $1 million for, according to reports, right?
She deserves it.
What's your thoughts on? I mean, that's what I'm. That's exactly what my question to you was going to be. Um, you really can't. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are kind of hating on it, but you really can't hate on it, man, because she's stepping every time she steps on the mound, she dominates. What's your thoughts on the Red Raiders, man? I think they're a team that many people may not have really necessarily had their eye on, but they've definitely are. They're a team to look out for.
I mean, let's be real. The reason I think she earned that 1 million NIL money is because her background that she came from. She entered the portal last year and came in from Stanford. She was dominant for a Stanford Cardinal team that went to OKC in years past as well. So if anybody that really wants to question why do you give $1 million to a player like that, she's been dominant from top to bottom at Stanford and now top to bottom at Texas Tech. But this team at Texas Tech, I think, surprises me the most right now is how they're holding their opposition. But again, like you talked about, it shows how much pitching knowledge Texas Tech has, but also their rotation that they're doing is pretty impressive too. And then tomorrow, whoever plays Texas Tech, I believe they got to beat them twice. So me personally, I can see Texas Tech actually being in the final in OKC because of that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be really hard to beat Texas Tech back to back games. I think it's going to be very difficult. For those of you watching, thank you for watching. You're watching. You're sitting down at the Sports Buffet, presented to you by Athletic Brewing Company, Seat Geek, and Sports Box. On as you're sitting around, I know John's probably not, but as you're sitting around watching these college softball games, there's nothing better than to crack open an ice cold Athletic Brewing Company beer. You've got numerous flavors. You've got, I mean, it is America's leading, largest dedicated non-alcoholic brand. Free Wave, Athletic Light. That's what I'm sipping on. Run Wild, Upside Dawn, Cerveza Atletica. For those of you that drink the cervezas, those type of athletic beers are just alcoholic beverages. This is a alternative that has no alcohol in it. Um, Head over to their website now, athleticbrewingcompany.com/4star sports for more information. Incredible stuff, man. We've got about 50-something beers, I guess, sitting downstairs right now, getting ready for working on a little podcast marathon that we'll be doing. And I'll be sipping on some brewskis as we do it. So it's going to
So,
be a lot of fun.
so who is your disappointment this
Good.
week so far in OKC then?
Man, that's tough.
You know, I'll go.
That's
I'll go.
tough,
Ahead, I'll
man.
go ahead and give you one right now. I'll do the Florida Gators.
They're good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Florida's a good softball team. Really good. Okay. So, I mean, I don't want Ben Chase or anybody like that coming at me saying, oh, you're just, no. They're a good softball team, right? By the way, shout out Ben Chase.
I think it's just because the pitching and the batting did not show up. That's 14 runs you gave up in 2 games, and then on top of that, you only score 3 runs in 2 games as well. And on top of that, you got run ruled by your arch rival in Tennessee on that Friday elimination game. So to see that happen, and then your pitcher did not even last maybe like 4 batters. So they pulled her after 4 batters. So basically, to me, Florida's my disappointment, especially when you bring a head coach background to Florida this year, and she has a good pitching knowledge as well. So, and Stephanie Protro. So, me personally, I think Florida is my disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, when you look at Stephanie Prothro as a pitching coach, I mean, you're not the pitching coach at Alabama if you suck at being a pitching coach. It's just how it is. There's a reason that she quickly found a position. I mean, just being honest with you. Another SEC team was Ole Miss. Now, yes, they did face Texas Tech. They lost 1-0 in game 1. Hell of a softball game, right? Then you lose another close one to Oregon. But I just feel like very similar to Florida, there wasn't really I wanted to see more of an offensive production from them, and we really didn't see it. I expected more runs to be scored. What happened to the offensive production that was there in the Super Regional?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for both of those teams, really. It's a question that I think both staffs are probably asking themselves now, and rightfully so. But you look at Oklahoma, man. Think about it. That's tough. You come back, you beat a Tennessee team 4-3 in a effing amazing softball game. You turn around, you drop one to your arch rival in Texas 4-2. And then you fight back, and now you get another shot at Tennessee. But you got to beat them twice. That's tough. It's tough. Texas Tech sitting in the driver's seat right now. This is probably going to be, if Oklahoma does end up winning this championship, this, in my opinion, will be their most impressive. To fight back to what they have. Think about this tournament for them. It's been nothing but just adversity after adversity after adversity. Patty Gasso just continues to fight and just continues. I mean, we're going to talk about a coach on the men's side that reminds me a little bit of her as well.
They're down 4-1, bottom of 6,
today.
man.
Yeah.
And I also want to say this.
Up 4-1 right now.
Yeah, so Oregon's up 4-1.
Really, according to my women's college softball app, it tells me that Oklahoma is up 4-1 right now.
Oh, that's right. Because my apologies. I forgot. I do apologize, but yeah, Oklahoma is up 4-1.
I'm literally watching the.
It's crazy.
As we're on the show.
It's crazy because on D1 softball website it says Oregon 4-1, but when you go to stats, it says Oklahoma 4-1.
Well, D1
But
softball has issues. I go directly to the NCAA.
right,
Uh,
I'm going back and
but
forth. Let's just say
yeah,
that.
I mean 4-1, right? Yeah, 4-1 though. I mean, you look at Oklahoma fighting back. Like I said, to lose to Tennessee the way they did. Um, I mean, I'm sorry, to beat Tennessee the way they did, but then to come back and lose to Texas. That's tough, man. That's your arch rival. Texas had a really good softball team. Um, the SEC dominance is there, right? But then there's little old Texas Tech from Lubbock, Texas, just sitting there in the wings, the 12 seed that no one's really discussing. Everyone's talking about the pitcher, right? But think about this, man. I mean, yes, they really haven't scored all that many runs. They scored 4 runs the entire their entire time in Oklahoma City. But you know what they hadn't done? They hadn't lost. And whoever they face is going to have to beat them twice. And I can promise you, the $1 million pitcher is going to be on the mound for one of those 2 games.
Hey, she might be on both.
So here, well, that was so that. So here's my question: as we kind of wrap up the softball portion here, if you're Texas Tech, no matter who you get, right, it doesn't matter. Do you start her game 1? Do you throw maybe your number 2 in the wings and then have her ready for game 2? What's your strategy there if you're the Red Raiders? Because honestly, I think your team right now in this tournament. I know that sounds crazy to say because,
Mhm.
by the way, Texas is sitting there and they beat Florida and Oklahoma, which is 2 dominant SEC programs. Now they got to face Tennessee. But Texas Tech is just kind of nobody's really thought about them. Nobody's really discussing Texas Tech in this tournament. What's your thoughts on the Red Raiders?
Well, first of all, why did Oklahoma not pitch their ace today? Is why I want to know against Oregon. That was kind of a shocker.
That's another
Uh,
good.
so basically, what I think about Texas Tech is, I think you do start that $1 million pitcher, and let's just say if she does struggle like in the first 2 innings or so, I would go ahead and just pour and get her ready for game 2, because game 2 is definitely a win or go home type of ball game. So that's how I feel about Texas Tech pitcher, the 1 million NIL pitcher that they got. But again, they've been
So
on.
you would pitch her. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would definitely start her on game 1 just to see how she does. If she does lights out for like the first 3 innings, and then maybe she struggles a little bit in the 4th inning, then go ahead and pour her. But game 2 is a winner type, win or lose, go home. Win, you still say you still survive, and you play on the
Right.
final best out of 3. But if you lose game 1, it's really not in the world. So I want to see how she does in the first 3 innings. Me personally, if she has about 65 pitches through 3 innings, I know softball pitches doesn't really matter, softball, because we've seen girls like Tennessee pitcher.
Yeah, man, them damn girls are throwing 100 something
Right.
pitches. It's nuts. I don't know how. And yes, I mean the motion is more natural for the body, right? I understand that portion of it, but I mean these girls are throwing over 100,
At least
over
150.
120. Um, yeah, I mean it's crazy, man. John, when you're as we move over to college baseball, I should say.
Hey, real quick, I was thinking something about these
Right here on the
umpires
sports
also in
buffet.
softball.
Yeah, go ahead.
These umpires,
Sure,
what are they?
go ahead.
What are they watching at tops? Because especially the UCLA game today, where the girl missed home plate, and then one of the players pushed the player back to step on home plate. That's got to be reviewable. I'm sorry, but when you say it's not reviewable or it's hard to say who did it, and whatnot. And also, these umpires, I think their strike zone has not been consistent from both sides throughout this whole OKC experience as well. Because I feel like I'm watching a Major League Baseball game. That's how I really feel. with these
Well, who's the
consistent.
umpire of the Major League Baseball game? I mean, that's a. You know, I mean, is it Angel? Is it Angel? Whatever, or is it? Is it somebody that's a little more passionate about his job? I guess you'd say, John. As we wrap up the regional level of the baseball season, a lot of tickets are going to be. There's going to be a lot of people looking for tickets for the supers.
Mm-hmm.
When you do, there's no other place to look than SeatGeek. It is the number one platform for tickets, but not only to buy tickets, but also sell them. But you can sell them for live events, concerts, sporting games, and more. It's a marketplace for tickets, allowing users to find a variety of options, including potential deals and discounts. They also provide features like interactive seat maps, which, if you haven't seen or used this, you're completely missing out. There's price tracking tools where you can go ahead and click, hey, I want to keep an eye on this venue, this event. It makes it easy, John. It really does, man. There's visual representation of venues and seat locations, helping you choose your preferred seats. There's buyer guarantee, which ensures that your tickets are legitimate and valid. It's a very user friendly interface, and and then it's even easier to save for us here at Four Star Sports Media. If you're watching right now, look at the promo code top of the screen. It's 4 Star Sports Media. When you put that promo code in on any ticket, $50 or more, it saves you $20 off your first ticket purchase. It works, I promise you.
I might use
But
it
this
this week.
portion of the show is powered. There you go. This portion of the show is powered by SeatGeek. We appreciate everything they do over there for us, and we appreciate the fact that we can continue to use the ticket supplier that I've been using for years now. But John, SeatGeek, it's time for a little SeatGeek sports deep dive. So, look at this college baseball season, the SEC tournament recently, all the conference tournaments around the country. A lot of teams had a lot of momentum coming into these tournaments or coming out of these tournaments. A lot of teams didn't. Then the regionals hit, which is where we are now. So my question is this, John. When you look at how this season ended, college, like Vanderbilt winning the SEC, East Carolina, for example, winning the American. UTSA was a team that some people thought would win the tournament. We'll get into them in just a second. By the way, got to shout out my guy Snowman from Snowman Media. Appreciate you watching, my guy. We'll be linking up next week to talk a little college football playoff as we talk about the proposed. It's just the takeover continues from the P2. If you listened to our coverage here for the last 2-3 years, John, I mean we've been talking about the P2, which is the SEC and the Big Ten. Because honestly, man, if you follow the money, you follow where everything is gonna go. But right now we're talking college baseball momentum headed into the tournament. We put an article out at 4 Star Sports Media that Arkansas didn't have a lot of momentum headed in the tournament. Now that they've gotten there, Arkansas has played really well. Vanderbilt can't say the same. They were the number one overall seed. And John, they're out. They're gone. This has been one of the more interesting NCAA baseball tournaments that I've watched probably in the last 3-4 years. And we've got scores galore. Get ready, folks. We're going to have a lot of score updates for games happening all around the country. So get ready. But including the one taking place right here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's in the bottom of the third. I might even, do a little partial score. Like, for example, right now, partial score, bottom of the second, Little Rock 2. But, John, when you look at this tournament, man, obviously you got to get hot. You got to play well. You got to start playing well at the right time. What's your thoughts, man? I mean, Vanderbilt's going home. Actually, they're not really going anywhere. They're already at home. They just don't get to go anywhere else.
Headed to
That's the
Broadway.
craziest thing. But I mean, you look around. I mean, Ole Miss has had to fight. It's on the verge of staying home by the same team, which is crazy. What is it about? We've been talking about it. You earlier, sorry. I know you're getting ready to say something. You made a post earlier. We've been talking about it for the last year or two. The transfer portal has made college baseball a better sport.
Mm-hmm.
It's allowed teams around the country to be able to go bring in talents that could they have brought in before? Possibly. But with the NIL and with the way it's set up, it's easier to get those things done. Now I think we're kind of starting seeing the fruits of the labor there. I mean, a team like Little, yeah, they got to beat LSU twice, but a team like Little Rock, the one that you could, contrary to what a lot of people think. Um, what's your thoughts, man? It's been a hell of a tournament so far. Sorry, I know it's a very long
No,
intro to your answer. It's been an exciting tournament so far. Go ahead.
no, we call this the March Madness of college baseball for a reason. Um, we call it May Madness, March Madness for you name it. But yeah, Little Rock and Wright State combined, I would say if we want to compare it to like a March Madness bracket, Little Rock would probably be like a 15 seed going into the March Madness, and then Wright State would probably be your 14 seed going into this college baseball tournament bracket. But yeah, like you brought up, I think the one that's been exciting me the most, the one I've been keeping up with the most, is Oxford, Mississippi region. We knew how much Swayze Field could be electric, and right now the way that Murray State, Ole Miss does have to beat Murray State twice, which right now Ole Miss is up 13-4 over Murray. But could you see a Murray State team, man? If Murray State and Oklahoma State Super Regional might be very well interesting if that happens. Because which we'll talk about here in a little bit in the Athens Regional, how crazy that one was. But look at Cal Poly beating Oregon, and Oregon was a host seed as well. So we brought up the transfer portal. You brought up the transfer portal. Um, I think it's just the best. That's the best sport for it. I think because players are basically going to other programs. For like this year, for example, you saw a Southeast Louisiana team that was on the bubble this year, and the way that they got players in from the transfer portal, and they were just short of making that NCAA tournament as well. I think Southeast Louisiana could have surprised some people in some regionals. But just to see some surprises that we have seen, like a Wright State, a Murray State, and then heck, we talked about this with JD. I know TCU was so hot going into the Big 12 tournament; they played pretty hot, but they go 0-2 in the Corvallis region, which I did not expect at all. I thought TCU had a very good shot of winning that region. So just to see a little bit of surprises, those are my pretty much a little bit of surprises so far. But now on top of that, Southern Miss is dominating against Miami, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And then Southern Miss has to beat Miami twice. So just that is just fun to watch as well.
This is very true, man. Um, I mean, we may have an additional guest here.
Live from
Hold
Fayetteville.
hold on. There it is. I saw it to him. Yeah, I think we're gonna have Jason as well, who is
Not working.
Arkansas game. I think he is.
He's on the couch watching it, apparently.
Well, I mean, hey, you can watch it from anywhere. You can look.
Right.
That's the thing that I think a lot of people. There's a large misconception. You don't have to necessarily be at the game to cover the game. Go ahead.
I also want to say this, man. These like these players are definitely getting into these games too. you've seen the players go off on other opponents that you haven't seen before,
Oh yeah,
aka Florida State, Mississippi State today, right? Then the second inning, the Florida State coach gets ejected.
man, that
I'm
was
I'm sorry,
buddy.
but that coach deserved to be ejected. People were saying on the telecast he didn't deserve to get ejected, but he kept running his mouth when the umpire told him to shut up
Man,
and and everything like that. I'm sure he didn't say shut up to him, but just shut up, man. Now you got to be ejected.
right.
Now you probably won't be able to coach in the next game against Mississippi State in a winner take all game.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, and then you saw on top of this, you saw the Oregon player get ejected, which I still don't understand why he gets ejected because it was kind of hard to tell, but I can understand why he got ejected because he was technically running over the catcher, but the catcher was going up for the ball as well.
Right.
So come on, man. Like these umpires for baseball too, man. I think that's one reason I think these umpires in general, we seen it for college basketball, man. These umpires are umpiring like 10 games a week, it seems. So come on, man. Like, let's be real. I think you got like what 4 umpires on a regional, probably, or five, at least 5, because you probably got what 2 down to for first base and left field or right field and left field line, and then you got 3 in the infield. But I feel like you need to bring
Yeah,
more
it's fine.
umpires. I feel like you need to bring more umpires from other conferences as well in these tournaments.
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack there, John. That was a lot. I like it though. All right, so let's go get some scores. All right, let's get some scores across the country here. Let's start with a game, and it's in the bottom of the 8th. Now it's all tied up. It's Kentucky and West Virginia, all knotted up at 12. Let's head over to North Carolina as the number 5 ranked Tar Heels right now trail Oklahoma by a score of 8-5. Auburn is currently absolutely putting a shellacking on NC State. It's 10-0 right now in the favor of the Tigers. That game's in the bottom of the 6th inning. Right now, in the top of the 7th, Southern Miss leads Miami 10-5 down in Hattiesburg. Right now, you talked about it. Ole Miss Rebels host right now up 15-4 right now on the Murray State Racers. Currently, right now, top of the 3rd, game's over on ESPN Youth. Those of you that might want to tune in on the tube there. But LSU is currently up 3-2 on Little Rock. I'll say that again. They're up 3-2 on Little Rock. Currently, Louisville is up 2-0 on Wright State. Who'd have thought Louisville would come out of that regional? Bottom of the 4th right now, sorry. Right now, Louisville up 2-0. And currently on the SEC network, top of 4th, Arkansas is up 6-0 on Creighton. So, John, let's go through. Plus, you've got Oregon State taking on Southern Cal tonight. You've got UCLA taking on UC Irvine. John, we saw a game in Clemson, South Carolina, or in Clemson today. It was an absolute 16-4. Who saw Kentucky unloading? I may have to roll the tape back and see.
I think you did.
But I wasn't expecting that kind of whooping. What's your thoughts on that big time win today?
Yeah, especially to take Clemson home, and also they don't have nowhere else. I mean, they're going back to Clemson, South Carolina, where they're actually playing the regional. So to see Kentucky dominate the way they did in that game was just like a complete shock to me because I talked about this with you. Did Kentucky deserve to be in the tournament? And Kentucky definitely showed how they deserve to be in the tournament this week.
That I'd have to agree with you. All right, man. Let's go ahead and bring in a game. There's no telling what this cat's gonna say. All right, Jason Patterson, what's up, man?
All that sunburn.
Not much, man. What are you up to?
Oh man, just sitting here.
Hey, how does everything
keeping up
sound
with
on
a
your
little
end?
baseball? You sound good.
All right, I'm trying some new stuff right now. I got a new MacBook and I had to buy a new adapter to it, and I'm running everything off of a multi USB strip. I was waiting for my camera to drop like
Yeah.
it's hot, but it's not, so that's a good thing. Sitting here watching Ed Service constantly smile on third base. I think that he's fretted so many years at Creighton that he's got a permanent smile, is what it looks like. And even though they're getting kicked in the teeth now, a second straight game to Arkansas, it looks like he's really enjoying himself. So I don't know if he actually thoroughly is enjoying it, knowing that this is probably his last game of his career, or it's just a face that he normally always makes. I don't know.
Jason Patterson has joined us. If you've been following our work any length of time, you know who Jason is. Jason's going to some point in time during this show. He's going to say something to John. It's going to get John to laugh at some point in time in the show. There's this show was only planning to be about another 15 minutes, 20 minutes. This show could go over another 45. But we appreciate everybody. We've got about 25, 30 folks watching right now. We appreciate everyone watching and listening. We're 4-Star Sports Media, and we like to say we're a 4-star name with 5-star coverage. So with a crew like this motley crew we got here on air tonight,
Yeah,
it's definitely a 4-star look. Definitely a 4-star look. Jason Hogg's up 6-0 right now. Let's go ahead and get your take, man. John and I talked about it earlier. We talked about teams that had momentum coming into the tournament, teams that didn't have a lot of momentum coming into the tournament. You look at Arkansas. I think they've come in this tournament absolutely performed lights out in every game they've played. What's your thoughts on the Hogs so far?
Mhm. So far, I think that they are par for the course of what a lot of folks have expected. Um, Dominant pitching, minus the home run that Gage Wood just gave up, is now 6-1 Arkansas. But honestly, it's kind of what everybody was expecting because, frankly, Arkansas again top 3 national seed. Vanderbilt's out. Texas is losing again to UTSA, and I honestly just have no emotions about what's happened so far because you kind of expected it. Now, I did write some stuff out there going into Friday regarding the whole trying to kick the curse, trying to get back on track, trying to ward off any evil spirits that happen to be floating around Baum Walker that decided to rear its ugly head the last 2 years. But the main difference between this team this year and last year is the outfield play with average and also with power. You didn't have that last year, even though Kendall Diggs was your dude until he got hurt towards the end of the season, decided to not tell anybody for the last 2-3 weeks, almost month, and then still played hurt. He can't even crack the top 4 outfielders right now. So that right there is the market difference between last year's team, actually the last 2 years' team, and this team this year.
JP, if Kansas did not go 0-2
Speaking of,
in the Fayetteville region, do you think Kansas could have basically made some noise against
No.
Arkansas? Okay.
No, not after what not after what was happening at the plate on Friday night. Creighton made them pay. They were leaving a lot of junk on the upper third of the zone and in the fat part of the plate. And it wasn't just one pitcher either; it was multiple pitchers, and so that was the reason why I thought, or why I am with my rebuttal to that is no, I don't think they could have, because not only did they lose badly to Creighton, then they lost to North Dakota State. So no, I don't think that they could have.
So who has been your surprise region, and then who has been your disappointment region so far?
Surprise, absolutely would be the Vanderbilt region, just because number one has lost the four seed in that region twice to get eliminated in Wright State. Um, I think that the one that I kind of anticipated would kind of go chalk would have been the Tennessee region, which has not. I thought that maybe Cincinnati might put a charge into it, but it looks like that Wake Forest has put a charge into it, so they've sent that thing to Monday. Those are the two regions. I wouldn't say Oregon State. I know that that's kind of a popular punching bag right now. I don't think so much them as probably Georgia. Georgia, on the other hand, woof. That's all I got to say to that one. Woof, because those guys getting rung up for two-run homers in the bottom of the ninth to get knocked out of your own damn regional, that's tough.
Yeah. Hey, we got some breaking news real quick. Per Jeff Passan and per Ann Rogers, Ann said, "quote: I can confirm that the Royals are calling up top prospect Jack Caglione. He
There it
will
is.
be with the team in St. Louis on Tuesday. The 22-year-old was drafted less than a year ago. He's been mashing in the minors. He's on his way to the big leagues." Quote, end
Wow.
quote. That's per Ann Rogers on Twitter. Jack Caglione is headed up to KC. May have to start looking at some tickets because KC is not too far up the road. That may be, ooh, man, that changes things right there, folks. Um, Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but I feel like
Oh
that's
no.
news that's definitely newsworthy.
Oh
What
yeah.
about? All right, so let's just get
Okay,
into that while we're
why do you,
here.
okay, why do you think he did
Um,
that then? I'm kind of surprised, to be honest with you, a little bit, because is it because there's
why
somebody
is he what?
injured,
What do you mean?
or like is he in somebody injured on the
He's
Royals
massive.
roster? Right, I'm
He's
talking about in
massive.
general. Like,
Everyone you put him on that team because of his bat. When you're putting balls out
Yeah.
442 feet
yeah,
with
I know.
no effort,
I was joking. I
I
was joking.
mean,
I was joking. I was joking.
Didn't sound like it.
as I will put it to you this way, I've watched him live in person. I believe Jason may have it. I know. I
I
mean,
have not
we've watched him
actually.
numerous times.
I have not.
When he swings, every time he steps to the plate, and the guy Nicholas Batters made this comment. The voice of the Omaha Storm Chasers made this comment the other night. Every time he steps to the plate, you have a feeling special. When you hear him swing, and when you hear the ball come off the bat, it's different, and you know it's different immediately. Yeah, he is. He's about to make a lot of fans
Millions.
real happy.
Is he the next Bryce
Yeah, a
Harper?
lot of fans real happy. All right, man. Do what?
Is he the next Bryce Harper for like
No.
long balls?
No.
What'd you
Sorry,
say?
don't mean to be prickly there, but
I
no.
think he's better than Bryce Harper. I think he's better than Bryce Harper.
I don't know about that one.
No,
Well, you gotta remember the reason I'm asking it because you remember when Jordan
I,
Blaze
I
video came out.
his bat's got a lot of pop.
When Jordan Blaze first came into minors, everybody thought he was gonna be the next Bryce Harper. But Jordan Blaze is still in Double A baseball right now. So
Yeah.
I have to correct myself on
Currently, right
something.
now, oh,
Uh,
go ahead, Jason.
Creighton's up or down 6-3. They cut the lead in half with that home run, and not it was not a solo shot. So it's 6-3
No, you're
Arkansas.
good. Speaking of score updates, right now Kentucky is now trailing West Virginia 13-12 in the bottom of the eighth inning. You've got Southern Miss still up. Right now they're up 12-5 on Miami. That's in the bottom of the seventh. Auburn still is shellacking NC State 10-0. Texas, the number 2 seed, and this is where we're going to get into the final topic of the show. But Texas, the 2 seed right now, losing UTSA. You can rotate and see what he's going into it. But UTSA's up 7-1 right now on the Texas Longhorns, with the number 1 seed being out. Jason alluded to it a minute ago. Number 2 seed being Arkansas, currently up 6-3. Yes, it's the bottom of the fourth. Creighton's got to beat them twice. It's going to be really tough to do.
Yeah,
Those
they're
top
gonna have
2
to
seeds
find
being
somebody
gone,
that's not gonna throw.
Arkansas being there.
Creighton's gonna have to find somebody that's not gonna throw balls. I mean,
What
like
does this?
last night was bad.
Oh yeah, So, final question of the show here, and this is the Sport Box Company question of the night, by the way. With two seeds being out, what kind of spotlight does this put on Arkansas? And does this add pressure to a team that already has enough pressure as it is, as the team that, quote, can't win the big one? John, I'll start with you.
All right, can you repeat that question? Sorry.
Yeah, it was cutting out real bad, Wes.
Oh, sorry. With Texas, they're down 1 right now to UTSA, and Vanderbilt being taken out earlier today. Arkansas is now the number 3 seed, which would make them the number 1 seed essentially in the tournament. My question is this: what does this do? Is this more pressure on Arkansas, on a program that's the stigma around the team is that, hey, they've got a great coach, he's the best recruiter in the country, but he can't win the big one? And then secondly, do you think that Arkansas, I understand it's early, but do you think that Arkansas could hold up to that standard in what I think could be potentially one of Dave's better teams that he's had from a full, all the way around team perspective? John, I'll
Well,
start with you.
I think it depends on how the Tennessee region goes. If Tennessee wins that regional, Tennessee goes to Fayetteville because Arkansas's got the higher seed. So I think if Tennessee plays Arkansas, that series very well could go all 3 games. So I think if he does not win the super regional, a lot of fans might give him a lot of heat because of that. Because this Tennessee team ain't the same team that won the national title last year. This Arkansas team has the talent to win a national title this year. JP had brought up the outfield. I think the outfield has done pretty well in the postseason play as well. So that's how I feel about it.
Jason, what about you?
So I have a couple of things. First off, I don't think that you bring the question up now. I think you bring up the question if they get to a deep run in Omaha or if they get to the national title in Omaha. Then I say you float that question out there. Um, the reason why I say that is if you do have the top 2 seeds fall, and if Arkansas for some reason falls in supers, you can chalk that up as saying is what a lot of folks said going into this tournament, that it's wide open. Again, there was no team with an X on their back going into this thing. Vanderbilt was fourth in the league. They made a run and won it in 3 games. Essentially, is what happened, beating Ole Miss in the final. So again, your top seed's not that heavily favored. Your 3 seed goes into this thing as being a favorite team just because of the fact that they're seen as more complete than maybe the other 2. Because again, Arkansas beat both Texas and Vanderbilt in series this year. Arkansas beat Tennessee in a series this year, actually just a couple weeks ago. I think that regardless of who Arkansas plays out of that Knoxville regional, I think it might play out the way it did a couple of weeks ago. Just for the fact that it's in Fayetteville, Arkansas is 40-2 right now at home. So whenever you have one dominance at home and you're having a super regional against a squad that's having to go to a 7th game on Monday, which honestly for Razorback fans is best case scenario, you already have a team that's maybe kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit. Arkansas won 6-2 against North Dakota State, which a lot of folks found out they're pretty damn salty. Arkansas takes care of Creighton here, if for instance, and wins, say for instance, 6-3. Arkansas is not going to be looked as a team that has an X on their back because it's still wide open at the moment. Now, if Arkansas goes in there and dominates the Supers, goes in there, takes 2 games super easily, and a lot of other teams have problems getting through 3 games next weekend, prognosticating there a little bit, then, yeah, you do have an X on your back if you're Arkansas. Then you can go ahead and bring up that whole monkeys on their back and all this other mess. I get that. But that's kind of where I'm coming from. With Tennessee, this series reminds me a lot, I mean a lot, like the Notre Dame region, or the Knoxville regional where Notre Dame beat Tennessee 3 years ago. This is what this lining up to be like. It's really reminding me a lot of how Vitello's guys are playing now versus how they were kind of playing back then that got them beat. And I think that might happen again.
Always great analysis from Jason Patterson. The man, just every time he comes on, John, he's going to make you laugh. He's going to bring you some stats that you probably didn't know. And then he's going to he does it in a real, genuinely, statistical analysis. He's just like us, man. He's not a hot take guy. Go ahead, Jason.
I got a score update also, guys. 13-12, West Virginia. Kentucky is down to their last 2 outs.
I'm not surprised by that because West Virginia took North Carolina last year to the brink.
Right.
And now West Virginia is at the precipice of possibly going to a super that they did not compete in last year. I don't. Hey, John, I forgot to ask you something. Did you ever get that Taco Bell?
Yeah, I got it.
You gonna need that Pepto?
Nope.
You sure?
I don't need that. I'm good.
Glad you guys weren't talking about Texas earlier. Y'all didn't want
speaking of Texas,
y'all didn't want none of that business happening at y'all's house.
Nope.
Speaking of Texas,
I have a question for y'all real quick.
All right, go ahead.
If Louisville prevails in that Nashville region,
yeah,
and Southern Miss somehow pulls the shocker, it beats Miami twice. So who do you have as your double digit? Do you who do you have in the super regional has a better shot going to Omaha? Coastal Carolina or Southern Miss?
I probably say Chanticleers.
I like Coastal too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Southern Miss has got really good pitching. I mean, Coastal does too, but at the same time, Coastal's swinging the bat, man. That team is scoring runs, and it doesn't matter if they're up, down, sideways, backwards, whatever. They've got confidence to come back, and I give them credit for that.
There's 2 things that Coastal has that Southern Miss does not have that gives them the distinct advantage. All of their fans have mullets and airbrush T-shirts. That right there is a winning combination. Prove me wrong.
Clip. That's going to be on an intro somewhere down the future for this show. We're going to hear that clip somewhere. Holy crap. Just get ready. It's coming. What was that time?
Coastal is by the beach.
That's the whole point.
Oh, it's beautiful out there, man.
Yeah,
it's beautiful out there. You get that beach wind too in the mullet. Wow, man, that thing is flowing.
Oh, it's a definite party back there.
Yeah, it is. But man, I appreciate you guys coming on as always. Jason, I appreciate you popping up, man.
Yep.
Always good conversation with you. By the way, Jason, before you go, before we close up here, give us some. It's you know how I always do it, man. Say you get to plug yourself. So you've got your name there at the J Patterson over on the X, the Twitter machine. But got any current work coming out? Got any current work out now? Any shows or anything coming up that you want to tell the fans about?
Absolutely. Tomorrow night, 7:00, the Arkansas Diamond Report with myself and Dudley Dawson. It'll be on our Hogville YouTube page, also at hogville.net on the website, on the live, so you can look at find that anywhere. Also on Twitter and on Facebook, you guys can check us out. It's always free, just like 4 Star. So, also really quick, John, I have a question for you. Are you ready for that semi on Thursday? I wasn't joking when I said it earlier, buddy.
That's going to be another audio clip there.
I-
Are you ready for the semi on Thursday? That's going to be on there. That's somewhere.
I moved.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, semis, they can get down any road. So,
There's
I
people
would-
that live in boxes that
is
move
somebody who
faster
was in
than that.
trucking for a long time.
I moved to Honeysuckle Drive on the Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Way to out
Yeah.
your buddy there.
That's it. Yeah.
Logan
Except not
Maxwell,
really,
second
but,
home run of the night for him. Arkansas has taken a 7-3 lead, the 120th home run the Razorbacks have hit this season, and the flags are flying in the hog pen tonight. So doesn't look like the offense is quite done yet. So yeah,
If Tennessee plays Arkansas, all those games will be at night, right? Hopefully.
I
would
mean,
assume, yeah.
they're going to be all in the evening. Yes, they're not
I hope
going to be
so.
in the evening.
Yeah.
They're not going to be in the afternoon.
No, not at all. Not at the super
How
level.
much ticket prices will be?
Oh, all you got to do is go to SeatGeek and put that promo code right up there. See it up there?
Over and
It says
under.
4 Star Sports Media.
Over and under
Yeah.
ticket prices.
I'd say anywhere from $80 to $150.
No, I think it'll be a little
I
bit
mean, I'm
more.
just off the top of my head. I don't know.
For a seat to the regional?
No, super regional.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
super.
super? I don't know, man.
I think
I
you'll
looked-
see them for like
I
200.
looked at ticket 4 years.
Yeah. But if you need a ticket, head over to SeatGeek, type in
Yep.
4 Star Sports Media, any ticket over $50, that'll save you $20 off your ticket purchase, and we promise you it works. But for everyone out there, we appreciate you watching and listening. We will be back for more Thursday and Friday, so stay tuned for much more coming up right here at 4 Star Sports Media. As always, head over to 4star.live, the website that contains all of our content, both written and podcast, because that's right, we are a multimedia sports brand. But appreciate everyone watching and listening, and as always, folks, get up, be kind, and stay classy.